Hey folks, this is Fred Bernardo, the Smoking Guitar Player at Fred's Music and Barbecue in Shillington, Pennsylvania. How you doing? And this here is my crusty, trusty big green egg. And you know what happened to me the other night? Well, I was making some pizza and I burned my gasket. But I burnt my whole gasket right off the darn thing. It fell off and then it burned up. So you know that happens. But it's July of 2009 and we got a solution for you and we got all the latest information. And what we're going to do is Nomex. That's right, the Nomex Gaskets. We're going to put one on there and use all the latest ideas and all the things we learned over the last year putting on Nomex. So, time for Nomex. Let's go! Now someone emailed me and asked me, how can you tell if you've sprayed the glue on there when it's dry that you're ready to put the two surfaces together? Well, you can tell because you can touch it. And when it's dry, it's dry. Now this is still a little tacky, so I am deeming that this is still needs a little bit more time to dry. Okay, but when you can touch it and it's not sticky, it's pretty well dry. And then you're ready to put the two together, and when they get together, they stick. Okay, folks. So we're going to put the gasket on the dome to our big green egg. I have here the gasket, which is sprayed with the glue. I'm going to start on this side. You'll notice there's the dome thermometer. And this side, when we put the egg together, that's going to be the same side, so that's wrong. I'm going to start on this side. That way, when we flip the dome over this way, this will be opposite, 180 degrees opposite the seam on the base. Okay? Now, once again, everything's dry. That's still a little tacky, but I'm sick of waiting. This is quite dry. I'm going to stay away from the edge. And I'm also going to be careful not to stretch it. I keep saying that, but that's because it's important. Now I'm putting it on here, and then I go back and I kind of press it. A couple things to know here. You don't get a second chance. Once this touches, even though the two surfaces aren't that sticky, you're done. Now, I had it on the ground, got a little bit of dirt on it, and a few bugs crawled onto the sticky surface, but they're paying the ultimate price today. At least none of the seagulls did a number on it. If you've ever been on the beach in South Jersey, you know what I'm talking about. We're close to the beach here. There's seagulls all over the place, but they didn't get my gasket while it was drying. Now I'm going around the outside edge. Again, careful. Don't stretch it. You've already shrunk it in your dryer, I hope. Because at the moment, these kits are not pre-shrunk. Someday we might start shrinking them before we send them out. But we currently don't do that because we're lazy and we don't have a clothes dryer at the store. We're a bunch of musicians and we get our wives and girlfriends to do that stuff for us. Okay, now we're coming around to the end. And I want to try and match up that seam as best as possible using the same skills I used when I worked on Carlos's guitar years ago and all those other people. Okay, if I can do that, I can work on a big green egg. So there you go. Now I'm going to go around and press it all down nicely. And the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use the two to clamp each other. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put the dome in now, and here I go. Make sure I line the front up with the front. I can use the handle as my reference. And spread that spring band apart as much as you can, so it just sits right in there like that. Now we're going to go over here and we're going to start tightening this baby up. First with our fingers, then with a wrench. We're going to try and pull up on this as we do that, so that it kind of forces it back down when it closes. And then we'll do the dollar bill test. So here I go. The bottom one's already been tightened and is bent. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to wait till I have it seated before I really get on it. But I'm going to get it 80% tight I'm going to do the dollar bill test. See if I'm even close. This particular egg always had problems sealing in the back. It looks pretty good right now. Okay, dollar bill test, ladies and gentlemen. Good. Not so good, as usual. As usual, this egg leaks like a faucet in the back. There it's good. There it's reasonable, but over here it's really bad. On this side I can see space right through there, and that's always how it's been on this egg. I don't think I'm going to be able to adjust that out, but I am going to try. By loosening up the spring bands and playing with it. Okay, so I've loosened up this one now. I mean this one down here, the lower one. And I've played with that in an effort to try and get it tight. Right now I've got really good drag on the dollar bill. So I'm going to try leaning on it with my weight, which is rather substantial. Keep pressing it together while I really crank on this. I gotta tell you, I have drag, and I did not have drag before. That is considerably better. Hear it? It's not so good back there. It's not bad though. I actually have drag, so there you go, folks. Loosen all of these up, and loosen at least one of these up. And push the whole thing, wiggle it, do whatever you gotta do. Just noticed mine's off center here. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but hey, we're not gonna mess with it because it seems like it's a pretty good seal. We're gonna try cooking and see what happens, but that's how you adjust your seal. So there you have it. One medium big green egg, all ready to go, with the brand new Nomex Gasket. Excellent.